When aliens sent an SOS, the human war fleet brought death. They called it the Beacon of Hope. The Virexii had sent it to the galaxy, a blinding stream of coded light, screaming for help. Their world was burning, that an unknown force was tearing through their defense lines, eviscerating cities without warning or reason, but they tried resisting, tried talking, tried pleading, that nothing worked. So they resorted to the ancient protocol, an interstellar distress signal broadcast across the stars. But there was a rule embedded deep in Galactic Council records, an unwritten law passed by whispers, by rumor, by fear. Never contact Earth. In O1 exactly knew why that warning existed. Earth was hidden from star maps, labeled as non-negotiable quarantine. The few who spoke of it did so in half-mad tones, referring to events not recorded in any archives. But the Virexii had no choice. They broke protocol and aimed the signal at the dead zone where Earth was rumored to exist. And then, nothing. For 4 standard days, there remained nothing but ashes and screams on the Virexii homeworld. Then, on the 5th day, the stars changed. Sensors detected ripples in dimensional fabric. Ships, hundreds of vessels, emerged from dark folds, bearing no insignias, just a black iron wreath embossed with a burning world. The Terran War Fleet had arrived. Virexii leaders, those who remained, had to be sealed in hardened vaults to avoid panic when the first human message came. "We heard your signal. Prepare yourselves for what comes next." No aid request was made, and no questions asked. The Terrans descended like death itself, leaving trails of mass driver impact zones, thermonuclear detonations, and silent screams. The unknown aggressor, the one that had brought ruin days earlier, was swept aside in minutes. The Terran fleet moved not with anger, nor with vengeance. The IT moved with precision. The first visuals of the human ships sent shockwave through the Council's monitors. Massive black hulks, each larger than a station, built not with style but with function, the kind of design that didn't care if it looked like a monstrous coffin. Because it was a coffin for their enemies, they were silent. They didn't respond to Council queries. They didn't send warnings. They didn't demand payment. They killed. Once the enemy was destroyed, they landed on the Virexii planet, not with troops, but with machines. Arsenal walkers cleared biohazards. Skymenders repaired atmospheric filters. Human AI uploaded genetic recovery kits into the local network. Then they left. But before they folded back into the stars, they broadcast one last message. Next time, don't wait to call earlier. When the Council convened emergency meetings, they lost control of the assembly in minutes. The Tarsk ambassador collapsed on livestream, shouting, "They're not supposed to be back. They were supposed to be gone." Old history emerged 10 millennia ago. Earth was contacted. The Terrans had been divided, primed for destruction. The Council had sent ambassadors, hoping to absorb Earth into its dominion. But Earth resisted. Not through negotiation, but through war. With technology thousands a year behind, the Terrans still managed to single-handedly destroy 3 Council fleets. Then, without warning, they vanished, entire planet gone. Sealed in some fabric between space and time. Some claimed they self-exiled, realizing their capacity for violence. Others said every Terran was engineered for war, for adaptation, for terror. When they returned now, it confirmed the worst fears. Humanity didn't just evolve. They waited. On Zereth 9, a specialist in syntactic warfare analyzed Terran comms from the battle. The data was encrypted by some tech beyond known physics, but one line came clear. No one hurts children of the galaxy, except us. That line echoed across forums. Over thousands of species that watched their new, uninvited protectors annihilate species without diplomacy. Many found relief. Others saw doom. Because when the Terrans returned, they broke the sky and brought the black rain, the kind that burns with justice. The Virexii begged for contact. A human representative appeared. Not in person, not in hologram, just a voice. Cold, female machine. Organic? They couldn't tell. The Terran Protectorate acknowledges the need for safeguards. Our terms are non-negotiable. Virexii leaders waited. You will not build weapons beyond defensive thresholds. You will not engage in interstellar domination. You will not harbor artificial intelligences beyond Stage 3 cognition. You will not attempt contact with Earth again. The final line cut like knives. We come only when called. On many worlds, Terran statues appeared overnight. No confirmed landings. No ships detected. Just the presence. A black iron figure wielding a burning world in one hand and a scale in the other. Justice and destruction. The Council fought to erase public access, but had begun too early. Every child watched the battle feeds. Every politician feared the silence. Every general studied the patterns of battle. No one understood how Terrans could calculate wormhole entries with such precision. No one understood how they kept their return hidden. But they understood the message. Humans had never left. They just waited for the right SOS. 3 months later, a signal was intercepted from planet Ishtar, a slave world ruled by the rogue Acherai clans. They had captured an Elysian diplomatic convoy, and before killing them, they broadcast their deaths as defiance. A day later, the HFY fleet celebrated the massacre. The day after, they were gone. Erased, the rings around their homeworld remained. The only trace of those who dared mock Terran justice. This incident was scarier than Virexii, because the HFY never asked for help. Someone else called the Terrans. Another world. Another witness. Another child of the stars who refused to stay quiet. That's when the Council understood the truth. The Terrans didn't wait for governments to call them. They waited for innocents to die. Then they brought death. You don't seek humans. You don't treat them as equal. You don't fight them. You don't even fear humans anymore. You fear what will happen to you when they decide you've done enough. Not because you're an enemy. Not because you were in the right. But because when you call an SOS into the black, humanity answers. And the answer is always the same. Fire. Steel. Silence. Justice.